everyone to Module 3. In this module, we're going to talk about managing risk, understanding people and processes in the workplace. We'll begin with a definition of a health and safety culture. Health and safety culture is an important topic to discuss and to understand for health and safety practitioners. Health and safety culture refers to the product of the individual and group values. So what beliefs do individuals or does this organization as a whole have in regards to health and safety? The attitudes towards health and safety. So how do these individuals and therefore the whole organization react and interact really with health and safety matters? What perceptions they have towards health and safety? Do they accept health and safety standards in a positive or negative way? Is there a lot of resistance to health and safety systems? The competencies. Now, the term competency refers to the combination of knowledge, skill, and experience among those individuals or among the organization as a whole. Competency plays a key role in health and safety management. The more educated, aware, experienced the individuals or the organization as a whole are, the easier it is and the more positive they will have the perceptions and beliefs towards health and safety. It also refers to the patterns of behavior that determine the commitment to and the style and proficiency of organizations' health and safety management. So what behavioral characteristics does this organization and individuals in general have towards health and safety? Is there resistance? Is there strong monitoring? Is there really strong belief in the importance of health and safety? To summarize, of course, we could always say that health and safety culture is the way we do things around here. Now, how can safety culture affect health and safety performance? Health and safety culture, as we can see in this slide, has implications on health and safety, and we can actually find out the level of health and safety culture, whether there is a positive or a negative perception towards that topic, looking into the following points that we can see in here. So to begin with, accident rates. Okay. Traditionally, the higher the level of accidents recorded in an organization, the weaker the health and safety culture is. However, we need to be cautious in here. We do not want to discourage organizations and individuals to report accidents, because high level of accident rates does indicate poor health and safety culture. However, it also indicates, on the other side of the equation, how much people believe and individuals and organizations accept and embrace reporting and recording of incidents. So we need to remember that we don't look at it in a narrow-minded way. Accident statistics, if they are accurate, even if they are high, it indicates transparency and the significance of health and safety management in the organization. Similarly, we have absenteeism rates. How often do individuals or employees miss work due to health conditions or otherwise? The levels of sickness that we have due to work, the staff turnover. Now, a lot of you might wonder, what is the significance or the relevance really between staff turnover and health and safety culture? A lot of the times, individuals leave an organization because they're simply not happy and they're not comfortable with the level of facilities available, the workplace environment, the physical and the psychological. So there is a strong link really between staff turnover and health and safety culture. The level of health and safety compliance with rules and working conditions, so whether there are a lot of fines, there are lawsuits against the organization, obviously indicates the level of health and safety culture. And then also the consistent use of safety devices and PPE. This is a very visible indicator really. You can easily see whether your staff are using personal protective equipment while at work or not. Of course, they continue to use those on a regular basis. If equipment are used correctly and suitably, that indicates a very positive health and safety culture. Moving on to a topic that is relevant to health and safety culture, and sometimes it's a challenge to organizations and employers particularly to manage, which is the influence of peers. This can be either a positive or a negative aspect, but it refers to the impact of the group behavior on the individual behavior and even values and beliefs. Okay, so that is what we mean by peer pressure, or sometimes called influence of peers. Now, this can affect health and safety culture because, as you mentioned, it has the power really to change individual behavior. So if you have an entire group that is accepting to health and safety systems and precautions, it is going to kind of encourage, sometimes even use social pressure to change the behavior of the individual who might not be really convinced of those systems. So they can play a positive role. Similarly, it can have a negative role if the whole group is resistant to health and safety systems, forcing an individual who perhaps has a more positive attitude towards systems into changing his or her behavior. That's why we need to proceed with caution. Of course, there are several ways we can deal with peer pressure. A lot of it has to do with psychology and proper management techniques. But the best way really is training, education, monitoring, and also having consequence management, as it is called. So we need to have a reward and punishment system for those who do not abide by whatever management systems and techniques we have. Now, the health and safety culture in an organization can be affected in either ways. There are internal influences, so the management attitude, the attitudes of the individuals, production pressures, and the balance between production versus health and safety. It's a traditional argument that you'll find in most organizations, really. Similarly, there are external influences, so topics like the legislation, legal requirements within that country or part of the world, the economics. Unfortunately, one of the first things sacrificed in a hard economy is health and safety, because of the economic challenges and because of really the focus on having a better income for organizations and individuals. We can see that in a lot of developing countries, one of the first sacrifices done, or one of the things that are overlooked usually, is the health and safety standards and even labor rights, especially when you have low-income laborers or workers who are willing to work really in unsafe conditions just to make ends meet, as we say. And then also the national culture. If you remember in Element 1, we spoke about the importance of values and religion towards health and safety management. As a society, the entire society's safety culture is affected by religion. Some parts of the world, accidents and hazards are accepted due to poor awareness and poor education, and they are perceived as an act of God. This was actually relevant even in the UK until recent times, in modern history. Accidents were considered an act of God that we cannot change, which of course nowadays is no longer acceptable, because we have all the means, several solutions to overcome whatever health and safety challenges we face. An important topic as well, which we need to talk about if we are going to manage health and safety, is human behavior. Human factors, which is also called human behavior, is one of the most important and one of the biggest challenges to manage health and safety. It's very easy to invest in a modern, properly designed workplace in terms of the physical environment, workplaces, the lighting, the equipment, the materials. It's easy to change that relatively, but it's very, very difficult to change the behavior and values of employees. It's a significant topic because statistics show that 95 to 75% of all accidents, the root cause or the main cause of these is human errors or human failures in one way or the other. So we can see it's a prevalent cause of workplace accidents. It's a very, very important topic. Okay? Human errors, of course, they are caused due to several factors that we'll see in the upcoming slides, but they can be due to an individual factor. Sometimes they have to do with the management or the organization or the nature of the job itself. We can reduce them always by proper management techniques, which we'll go through in the upcoming slides in this element. Of course, in this question here, what are the factors that might contribute towards a positive safety culture within an organization? I suggest here that you pause the video, try to think about some of the factors that you can remember from your own workplace perhaps, or the books that you have read before, and then compare your answer to the upcoming slide. Now, if we proceed to the next slide, first we have clear commitment from management. As discussed in Module 1 and 2, leadership is the heart of health and safety management. If managers lead by example, we have a lot of issues and obstacles overcome. The second point is leadership, tangible health and safety objectives and targets. We need to be as realistic as possible. Remember SMART objectives in Module 2 as well. This becomes relevant in here. And also appropriate disciplinary procedures. There's a lot of controversy on disciplinary procedures and whether they discourage employees from reporting and whether they affect negatively human behavior. But case studies and statistics show that us as human beings, as individuals, we respond very well to reward and punishment, carrot and stick concept. So this needs to be utilized in health and safety because it will highlight how serious and significant health and safety standards and systems are. And really we don't have any other option in some cases aside from having strong disciplinary measures in place. Effective communication as well, including results of accident investigation, reporting and communicating with staff, two-way communication. So hearing feedback and input from our staff is really, it's a priceless. It provides us with so much information, hands-on information really from those who know the activities and the machinery and the hazards best because they're exposed to those and they deal with these situations on a daily basis. So it's a crucial part to consider. In addition to that, we have suitable training. So the more trained, skilled and competent our staff are, the less likely we'll face with resistance and negative perception perhaps to health and safety standards.